Bars, water-purifying tablets. Mercy knew better than to blindly plunge into the woods without supplies. She pointed her flashlight after the girl. She'd vanished. Mercy's beam scanned the brush where she thought the child had gone. "Hey! Wait up! Where'd you go?" I don't even know her name. The elfin face suddenly appeared in the light. "Hurry!" Mercy jogged after her, her boots sinking into the 6 inches of snow. "What's your name?" "Morrigan." She dashed ahead of the flashlight's beam, nimbly avoiding fallen branches and big rocks. Mercy tried to light both their paths, but Morrigan appeared to have the night vision of a cat. Mercy gave up and focused on not spraining an ankle. No one knows where I am. Her gut twisted at the thought, but she set it aside. Her boyfriend, Truman, and her niece Kaylee knew she'd gone to her cabin for the day, and her vehicle was parked on the side of the road. If someone looked for her, they'd find her. Hopefully in one piece. "Morrigan, what happened to your grandmother?" She pushed to keep up with the child.
"I don't know. She had blood everywhere."
"How far away is it?"
"We're almost to the house."
"We should have driven," she muttered.
"No, the road to the house twists way up to the north. This way is quicker. There it is."
Mercy raised the beam of her flashlight. Far ahead, she could make out the outline of a small ranch-style home. A dim light shone in one window. No outside lights. She'd never known there was a home in the area. For years, she'd driven the old rural road and never seen a hint that someone lived in this particular section of the woods. And I thought I valued my privacy. The girl dashed up a few crooked concrete steps and pushed open the door.
"Grandma!"
she shouted. Mercy paused at the bottom of the steps and checked her cell phone for service. Nothing. How am I going to get her grandmother to the Tahoe? I should have insisted on driving. She carefully entered the dark home, following the sounds of Morrigan's soft sobbing. She turned on a light switch, but nothing happened. Her flashlight lit up each corner of the room as she was unwilling to enter the unknown. It smelled of old dust, as if it had been abandoned for years, but it was fully furnished and there were clear signs of habitation. A book on the end table, a mug next to a stack of magazines. To her right was a minuscule kitchen, its limited counter space crowded with a dish rack and slow cooker.
"She's in here,"
Morrigan called.
"Hurry, please!"
The fright in her voice pushed aside Mercy's common sense, and she plunged down a dark hallway. Following the child's sounds, she found Morrigan in a bedroom that was poorly lit by a hurricane lamp. Her grandmother sat in an ancient easy chair, its back reclined 45 degrees. She was a very thin woman, her body barely taking up a fraction of the big chair. A quilt covered her from the neck down. Even in the dim light, Mercy saw it was soaked with blood. The woman's head turned ever so slightly as Mercy entered, and she made a pleading sound. Mercy's fingers found another useless light switch, so she dropped her bag next to the overstuffed recliner and went down on one knee. "Stop the bleeding." "Where are you hurt?" she asked as she gently took the woman's wrist to check her pulse. It felt like the weak fluttering of a baby bird. The woman made more pleading sounds and tried to sit up. "Hold still," Mercy told her. "Bring that lamp closer," she ordered Morrigan, "and hold my flashlight so I can see better." The girl obeyed, and Mercy caught her breath as she met the woman's desperate gaze. She pawed Mercy's arm, her fingers fumbling to grip the fabric of Mercy's coat as their gazes locked. Her eyes were wet, her lids wrinkled with age, and her sounds grew more urgent. "Can she speak?" Mercy gasped as she slowly pulled back the wet quilt, and Morrigan's grandmother let out a small cry. The woman had been slashed across the chest, abdomen, and upper arms. The weapon had cut right through her thin nightgown. The dark stains made obscene patterns across the fabric, the wounds continuously seeping. "Who did this to you?" Mercy couldn't move. Her brain wouldn't accept the brutal punishment that had been inflicted on the woman. The woman started to chant in a soft, sing-song voice, and Mercy couldn't make out the words. "What happened to her, Morrigan?" she asked as she dug in her duffel for bandages.
"I don't know. I got up to use the bathroom and found her like this. That's when I ran to the road for help."